FloBaseball South Central Regional here at Foster Field at First Community Credit Union Stadium. This afternoon's game features the number 1 seed Angelo State Rams and the number 4 seed St. Edward's Hilltoppers. As a reminder to all spectators, please be alert at all times during today's game. Baseballs can accidentally fly into the seating areas, so be alert to the action on the field. The NCAA and Angelo State want everybody to have a safe and enjoyable afternoon watching the best college baseball in the nation. Thank you. Let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the visiting team this afternoon, the Angelo State Rams. Leading off in the right field, a senior majoring in business management from Port Angeles, Washington, number 34, Ethan Fludstrom. Batting second, the left fielder, a senior accounting major from Colleyville, number 8, Jacob Guerrero. Batting third, the DH, a junior majoring in interdisciplinary studies from Prosper, Texas, number 2, Chase Penley. Batting cleanup at first base, a senior MBA student from Newark, Texas, number 18, Peyton Treadaway. Batting fifth at third base, a senior business management major from Slaughter, Louisiana, number 12, Lane Hutchinson. Batting sixth at second base, a senior exercise science major from Allen, Texas, number 4, Austin Beck. Batting seventh in center field, a sophomore mechanical engineering major from Pearland, Texas, number 6, Brett Slashstrela. Batting eighth and catching, a junior business management major from Midlothian, Texas, number 3, Blake Wilway. Batting ninth at shortstop, a redshirt senior MBA student from the Woodlands, Texas, number 41, Justin Harris. The starting pitcher for Angelo State is a senior business management major from Frisco, number 31, Ryan Freed. The head coach is Kevin Brooks. The assistants are Adam Foster and Sam Moat. The graduate assistant is Jackson Berry. And now the starting lineup for the St. Edward's Hilltoppers. Leading off in center field, a senior from Pflugerville, number 4, Travis Chestnut. Batting second at first base, a junior from Longview, number 29, Connor Cox. Batting third, the DH, a senior from Georgetown, number 45, Lance Little. Batting cleanup at second base, a grad student from San Antonio, number 5, Carlo Figueroa. Batting fifth and catching, a senior from El Paso, number 34, Diego Solis. Batting sixth at third base, a junior from Cyprus, number 6, Trevor Seabeck. Batting seventh at shortstop, a senior from the Bronx, New York, number 7, Josh Graham. Batting eighth in right field, a junior from Conroe, number 1, Billy Tate. And batting ninth in left field, a junior from League City, Texas, number 12, Grayson Coleman. Pitching this afternoon for the Hilltoppers is a senior from Dallas, number 30, George Hedrick. The head coach is Ryan Pina. The associate head coach, Ransom Lalonde. The assistant coaches, Jeremy Flores and Johnny Panitex. The graduate assistant is Wyatt Bell.
Hello and welcome to First Community Credit Union Stadium here at Foster Field in San Angelo, Texas, to the South Central region here, championship game between the Angelo State Rams and the St. Edwards Hilltoppers. The Angelo State Rams will be the visiting team for this game. So without further ado, here is the ASU lineup. Leading off in right field, number 34, Ethan Fledstrom. Batting second in left field, number 8, Jacob Guerrero. Batting third, the DH, number 2, Chase Penley. Batting fourth at first base, number 18, Tayton Treadaway. Batting fifth at third base, number 12, Lane Hutchinson. Batting sixth at second, number 4, Austin Beck. Batting seventh in center field, number 6, Brett Smostrala. Batting eighth and catching, number 3, Blake Wilhoit. And batting ninth at shortstop, number 41, Justin Harris. On the mound today for the Rams will be pitcher number 31, Ryan Free. On the mound for the Hilltoppers will be George Hetrick. Hetrick has a 5.31 ERA, is 6-5 on the season, has 78 innings pitched, 35 walks, 266 strikeouts, and has a 286 batting average against. So this is the championship game here of the South Central region. Both teams played yesterday. Angelo State did win that one 1-0 in a pitcher's duel between Dax Dothy and Jacob Rayfield. Not many hits yesterday, and it was an unusual 1-0 game for the Rams. So coming up to bat here for for the Rams will be number 34, Ethan Fledstrom. Fledstrom is hitting .396 on the year with 7 home runs and 49 RBIs. He does lead the team with 54 walks. So is a leadoff hitter that does get on quite a bit. And the first pitch from Hetrick is a strike. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Hetrick. And that one will be fouled out of play. Fledstrom does get on base quite a bit for the Rams. Right at .570 on base percentage. That one is up and away for ball one. Fledstrom yesterday was 1 for 3 against Jacob Rayfield. So the 2-2 pitch is coming from Hetrick. And that one is lined into the 3-4 hole. So a leadoff hit for Ethan Fledstrom for the Rams. That will bring up number 8, Jacob Guerrero, the leading hitter for the Rams, right at .407 on the season. Guerrero has 6 home runs, 49 RBIs. And 85 hits on the year. First pitch to Guerrero is a strike. Fledstrom does show some speed on the bases with 11 stolen bases on the year. That one is up. So 1-1 now the count to Guerrero. Guerrero was 1 for 2 yesterday against this St. Edward's team. And he short hops the shortstop and makes a great play there. Josh Graham at shortstop for the Hilltoppers for the double play. So quickly, the Rams already have 2 outs here in the top of the first, but that will bring up number 2, Chase Penley. Penley is right under the Guerrero at .401 on the season batting average. Penley has 47 RBIs, 77 hits. And the umpire said he did go, so that will be a strike to Penley. And he hits that one right up the middle, and he beats out the infield single. Great effort there by Josh Graham, sliding and throwing from his knees, but Penley does beat it out. So that will bring up Tayton Treadaway for the Rams. Treadaway is hitting .330 on the year. And Treadaway is second on the team with 66 RBIs on the year. First pitch, Treadaway is swinging. And great job by Grayson Tallman for the Hilltoppers. Grabbed that one out in deep left field, so that will be the top of the first for the Rams. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. We will be back in just a moment. Edwards Hilltoppers. Their lineup is as follows. Leading off in center field, number 4, Travis Chestnut. Batting second at first base, number 29, Connor Cox. Hitting third, DH, number 45, Lance Little. Batting cleanup at second base, number 5, Carlo Figueroa. Batting fifth and catching, number 34, Diego Solis. Batting sixth at third base, 6, Trevor Seebeck. Batting seventh at shortstop, number 7, Josh Graham. And batting eighth in right field, number 1, Dylan Tate. And batting ninth in left field, number 12, Grayson Thalman. And Travis Chestnut, it was just retired there. So 1 out quickly here for pitcher Ryan Free for the Rams. Ryan Free holds a 3.71 ERA, 5-1 on the season with 43.2 innings pitched. Has given up 22 walks but struck out 46. Ball 1 to Cox was a ball. And he will ground to second baseman Austin Beck and will toss it over to first base to Treadaway and retire Cox. So 2 outs quickly here for the Rams in the bottom of the first. So that will bring up number 45, Lance Little. Little is hitting .372 on the year for the Hilltoppers. That one will be up for ball 1. That one will be called strike 1. 1-1 now the count to Little, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Since the Rams were the home team yesterday, St. Edwards will be the home team today. That one is fouled back. And if St. Edwards were to win this game, there would be another game. The if game would follow 30 minutes after. That one in for ball 2. So 2s all the way across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here for the Rams. Here comes the pitch, and it is down for ball 3. So Lance Little works his way all the way back to a full count. And that one will be in for ball 4. So 2 out walk for Lance Little. So that will bring up Carlo Figueroa, the cleanup hitter for the Hilltoppers. Carlo Figueroa is hitting .217 on the year. And that one is popped straight up into the St. Edwards dugout, close, but Tayton Treadaway makes the grab in foul territory. So that will end the first inning, scoreless here at Foster Field. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament.
Leading off for Angelo State, the third baseman, Lane Hutchinson.
And we are back here with the top of the second coming up. Lane Hutchinson will lead it off for the Rams, followed by Austin Beck and Brett Smostrala. Lane Hutchinson is hitting .382 on the season, is leading the team with 75 RBIs. That was ball 1 to Hutchinson. That one will be called strike. 1-1 the count to Hutchinson. Swing and a miss there for Hutchinson. Hutchinson was 1 for 3 yesterday against St. Edwards. That one is fouled back. One to the count, and that one will be popped up into the infield. Looks like Connor Cox will catch that one for out 1. So that will bring up second baseman Austin Beck for the Rams. Beck is hitting .384 on the year. Beck has 66 hits with 6 home runs. That one will be ball 1. Beck was also 1 for 3 yesterday. He had a beautiful bunt that Seebeck thought was going to roll foul, and it stayed fair all the way to third base. It hit third base, and the next pitch stole second. So 2-0 now the count to Beck. That will bring it 3-0. And that will be a 4-pitch walk to Beck. So that will bring up Brett Smostrala for the Rams. Smostrala is hitting .378 on the season. Smostrala has 9 home runs. And he leads the team with 9. So 1-0 pitch here comes to Smostrala. Austin Beck has speed on the bases. He is 36 of 37 on the year. So you can imagine Hetrick will be keeping an eye. And on that he goes. Smostrala fouls that one back. So Beck will go back to first. 1-2 the count to Smostrala. 1 out here in the top of the second. And Smostrala smashes that one, but Chestnut will catch that one. That will be out number 2 for the Rams. Blake Wilhoit will now come up to bat for the Rams. Wilhoit is hitting .295 on the year. He has 39 hits with 1 home run. And that will be a called strike to Will Hoyt. And he will throw over to Beck. Hetrick keeping a close eye over there on Austin Beck. As we said, he does have the speed and has already tried to go once. And like that, he's gone, and he will be safe. The throw was a little offline, but Beck slides in safely. So that will be his 37th base stolen on the year. 1-1 the count to Will Hoyt. 2 outs. And that will be strike 2. 1-2 the count now to Will Hoyt. And Will Hoyt will strike out looking, so that will be the end of the top of the second. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. We will be back in just a moment. Welcome back here to San Angelo, Texas. Coming up to bat for the Hilltoppers will be number 34, Diego Solis. Solis is hitting .271 on the season. That one will be low and in for free. 1-0 the count. And that will be ball 2 for free. So Solis is up in the count 2-0. And that one is pulled down the left field line, but just foul. Two-one now the count to Solis. And that will be 2-2 now the count to Solis. After starting 2-0, Free comes back with 2 quick strikes. And that one will be low and out for ball 3. So full count here for Solis. Payoff pitch coming from Free. And that will be singled into left field for Solis. So that will be the first hit for the Hilltoppers. And that will bring up number 6, Trevor Seebeck. Seebeck is the third baseman. He is hitting .278 with 25 RBIs and 3 home runs. And he will square around a bunt, but pulled back, so ball 1. He squares around again. That ball will be low for ball 2. Solis is only 4 for 5 on stolen bases. He squares around to bunt again, and that one will be called strike. So 2-1 now the count to Seebeck. And the runner will go. And he will be in safely. Harris applied the tag, but ball fell out of his glove. So Solis will be safe at second. So 2-2 now the count to Seebeck. And he will square to bunt with 2 strikes, and they will get him at first. Great job there by Ryan Free to be able to come off the mound, field the ball, and throw it down to first. Not too often do you see someone bunt with 2 strikes, but so that will advance Solis to third. So this will bring up the shortstop, Josh Graham. And that will be strike 1. Josh Graham is only hitting .160 on the year. And he will foul that one back, so that will bring the count 0-2. And he will ground that one up the middle. Justin Harris will field it and get the out at first, but not before Solis scores from third. So the Hilltoppers will have the first run of the game, 1-0. And that will bring up number 1, Dylan Tate, the right fielder for the Hilltoppers. 2 outs now, no one on. That one will be up and away for ball 1. Tate is hitting .286 on the year. And that one will be fouled back to even the count at 1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Free. And that will be called strike 2. Here comes the 1-2. And he will swing, and that will be strike 3. So 3 outs for the Rams, but not before the Hilltoppers strike first. Hilltoppers lead 1-0. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament on
Leading off for Angelo State, the shortstop, Justin Harris.
And we are back here in San Angelo, Texas. Leading off for the Rams will be Justin Harris, the shortstop, followed by Ethan Floodstrom and Jacob Guerrero. Harris was the only one that scored in yesterday's ball game. And that will be strike 1 to Harris. And that will be strike 2. So Harris down 0-2 in the count. Harris is a .320 hitter, hitting .320 on the season. And Harris hits that one to center, but Chestnut grabs that one for out 1. So that will bring up Ethan Floodstrom. Floodstrom singled in the first. Has one of the 2 hits for the Rams. That one down and in for Floodstrom. So that will be ball 1. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. That one will be strike 1 to Floodstrom. So 1-1 the count. That one will be down and in as well for ball 2. Floodstrom does lead the team with walks with 54. That one will be in on the inside plate for strike 2. 2-2 now the count to Floodstrom. Here comes the 2-2 from Hetrick. That one will be ball 3. Full count now. Hetrick gets on the mound. Here's the payoff pitch. And that one will be fouled down the left field line. So the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming here. And that one will be lifted to left center. But that will be Tallman over in left field, makes the grab. So 2 outs here for Jacob Guerrero, the Rams' leading offensive player. With 2 outs, looking to get a 2-out rally going here in the top of the 3rd. Guerrero grounded into a double play in the 1st. That one will be in for ball 1. That one will be strike 1. 1-1 the count to Guerrero. And that one looks like it will be gone. Jacob Guerrero hits a home run to tie it up at 1 for the Rams. Great job from Jacob Guerrero. He hit quite a few, I think 2 yesterday right at the warning track, but this one finally makes its way out of the ballpark. And that will be home run number 7 for Jacob Guerrero. So a 2-out home run from Jacob Guerrero ties the ball game up at 1. That will bring up Chase Penley, the DH for the Rams. Chase Penley did have the infield single in the 1st. That will be ball 1 to Penley. So 1-1 the count to Penley. That one will be low for ball 2. So 2-1 the count. That one will be a swing and a miss. 2-2 the count to Penley. Penley looking to keep this 2-out rally going. That one will be low and away. Ball 3. Payoff pitch coming from Hetrick. And he will swing and miss, so that will be strike 3. But not before Jacob Guerrero homers to left to tie up this ball game at 1. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. And we are back here. Hilltoppers up to bat in the bottom of the third. In the top of the third, Jacob Guerrero hits a home run to tie it up at 1. So Grayson Tallman will come up for the Hilltoppers. He's the left fielder. And that one will be called strike 1. Grayson Tallman is hitting .211 on the season. And he squares around a bunt. That will be ball 1. 1-1 the count to Tallman. That one will be up and away for ball 2. Tallman does hit in the 9 hole for the Hilltoppers. So due up for the Hilltoppers will be Travis Chestnut afterwards. And that one will be, I guess, low for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Tallman. And Tallman grounds that one. Hutchinson throws it from his knees, and he will get the out. Great play, diving play by Lane Hutchinson. Was able to get to his knees and throw it across the diamond over to Treadaway for out number 1. So that will turn over the lineup for the Hilltoppers and bring up the leadoff hitter, Travis Chestnut. Chestnut is 0 for 1 today. That one will be called strike 1. Pitcher Ryan Free threw 2.1 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout through the first time through the lineup. Will be a big swing and miss there for Chestnut. Down 0-2 in the count. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Free. A swing and a miss from Chestnut, so that will be another strikeout for Free, the second on the day. 2 outs for the Hilltoppers. That brings up Connor Cox for the Hilltoppers. Cox does lead the team in batting average with a .417. He leads by quite a margin. The next hitter only hitting .361. And he rips that one, but Ethan Floodstrom will make the grab in right center, so that will be the end of the third inning. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament.
Leading off for Angelo State, the first baseman, taking credit away.
And welcome back here. We are in the top of the fourth here in San Angelo, Texas. It is 94 degrees and cloudy with a little breeze. Perfect, ideal baseball weather here in San Angelo, Texas. Tayton Treadaway comes up for the Rams. Ball one. Treadaway flew out to left field in the first. That will be strike one to Treadaway. 1-1. Be 2-1 to Treadaway. Ball low and in. And Treadaway singles up the middle. Hits that one on a rope. One hops the center fielder, Chestnut. So Treadaway will have the fourth hit of the game for the Rams. That will bring up Lane Hutchinson for the Rams. Hutchinson leads the team in RBIs with 75. That one will be up for ball one. The 1-0 pitch coming from Hetrick. And that one will be popped into shallow right field. But Carlo Figueroa, the second baseman, will make the play in shallow right field right at the foul line. So that will bring up number 4, Austin Beck for the Rams with one out and Treadaway on first. Beck had a walk in the second. That one will be ball one to Beck. Yesterday, Beck laid down a beautiful bunt down the third baseline. And Hetrick turns and throws over to first, trying to keep Treadaway honest over there at first base. Treadaway does have 5 stolen bases on the season. And Beck will pop that one to right center, but Chestnut will make the grab at the wall. So that will bring up 2 outs. And Brett Smostrola, the center fielder for the Rams, will step up to the plate. Smostrola leads the team with 9 home runs. Smostrola did line out to center field his last time up. And he will take that, be a hit by pitch for Smostrola. So it will bring up number 3, Blake Wilhoit, the catcher for the Rams. Wilhoit did strike out looking his last time up. So looking to redeem himself here with 2 on, 2 out in the top of the fourth. And that one will be called strike 1 to Wilhoit. That was Smostrola's 11th hit by pitch of the season. That one will be low and in for ball one. 1-1 the count to Will Hoyt. And he will single into right center. That will bring in Treadaway. So that will be an RBI single for Will Hoyt. Rams take the lead 2-1 here in the top of the fourth. Smostrola was able to make it over to third, so you have runners on first and third with Harris up to bat. Harris did have the only extra base hit yesterday of the game for either team. He hit a double in the third inning yesterday. They double stole, and then Guerrero was able to sac fly to deep left field to score the only run of the game yesterday. Today is a different story. 3 runs have already been scored here, still in the top of the fourth. So 2 outs, runner on first and third for the Rams with Justin Harris up. Harris is hitting .320 before today. So hopefully Harris can keep this 2-out rally going in the top of the fourth for the Rams. Harris did fly out to center field his last time up. Will Hoyt is 9 for 11 on stolen bases, so he does have some speed. The 0-1 pitch here coming from Hetrick. And he throws back over to first to Will Hoyt, trying to keep Will Hoyt honest over at first. And Will Hoyt will jog over to second, so that will be his 10th stolen base of the season. So runners on second and third here for Harris. 2 outs in the top of the fourth.
Should be 1-1. I think that was a ball.
So the 1-1 pitch, and it will be called strike 2. So 1-2 the count to Harris with 2 runners in scoring position. Harris does have a chance here to break this one open. And it looks like he will. Chestnut bobbles the ball, and that will score 2. So Harris has a stand-up double. Will score Smostrola and Will Hoyt. So that will be 4-1 now the score. And that will turn over the lineup for the Rams, bring up Ethan Floodstrom. Floodstrom is 1 for 2 with a single. Great job by the Rams being able to manufacture some runs here in the top of the fourth. So Floodstrom looking to keep this 2-out rally going. And that one will be way in for ball 1. So here comes the 1-0 from Hetrick. That one will be ball 2, up and away. Here comes the 2-0 from Hetrick. And Fletchram will ground to the first baseman. And Cox will step on it, and that will be out 3, but not before the Rams score 3 in the top of the 4th. Your score now 4-1, the Rams lead. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. And we are back here in the bottom of the 4th. Coming up to bat for the Hilltoppers will be number 45, Lance Little, in the 3-hole. Lance Little walked in the first inning. And that one will be up for free. So 1-0 the count to Little. A great pitch there from Free, but a little up for ball 2. That one is fouled back by Little. So 2-1 the count. Coming from Free. That one will be out for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Little. Little did walk his first time up. And that will be called strike 2. Full count now to Little. So the payoff pitch here coming from Free. And it will be grounded to Justin Harris, and he will make the play. So that will retire Little for the first out of the inning. That will bring up number 5, Carlo Figueroa. Figueroa did fly out in foul territory to Tayton Treadaway in the first inning. And that one will be called strike 1 to Figueroa. So the 0-1 pitch from Free. Good snag there by Will Hoyt. So that will be 1-1 the count now. The 1-1 from Free. And he will deep fly that, but Smoshola is underneath it for out number 2. So that will bring up number 34, Diego Solis, for the Hilltoppers with 2 outs. Solis did single his last time up. A nasty pitch there from Free. Umpire says he did go. 0-1 the count to Solis. Another swing and a miss for Solis. Solis is down in the count 0-2 with 2 outs. And that one just missed for ball 1. So the 1-2 pitch coming from Free. And that will be a big swing and a miss for out number 3. No run score in the bottom of the 4th. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. And welcome back here to First Community Credit Union Stadium. Leading it off for the Rams and the top of the 5th will be number 8, Jacob Guerrero. Guerrero's last time he faced Hetrick, he hit a solo home run to left field. So he is 1 for 2 on the day. That will be ball 1 to Guerrero. That one will be up for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Guerrero. 2-0 pitch coming from Hetrick. That one will be in for ball 3. So 3-0 the count here to Hetrick. And that will be ball 3. Excuse me, sorry, strike 1. So 3-1 the count now. That one will be strike 2. So Hetrick works his way back into a full count after throwing 3 balls. Payoff pitch coming from Hetrick. And Guerrero will foul that one back. Three-two from Hetrick. And he fouls that one almost straight into the Hilltoppers dugout. This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Full count. Nobody out here for Guerrero. And he will ground that one to shortstop, but not before Graham throws it over to first. So he will retire Guerrero for the first out of the top of the 5th. That will bring up the DH for the Rams, number 2, Chase Penley. Penley is 1 for 2 with a single, infield single, and a strikeout. And that will hit Penley in the high shoulder neck area. So that will put Penley aboard for Treadaway. That is Penley's 9th hit by pitch of the season. Treadaway is 1 for 2 as well on the day. Hetrick is keeping a good eye over there at Penley before he throws over. Penley does have some speed over at first. 13 of 16 on the season in stolen bases. And that will be strike 1 to Tayton Treadaway. Here comes the 0-1. Hetrick keeping a good eye over there at Penley. And Treadaway will ground into the 3-4 hole. Penley is being waved on to third, and he will slide in easy. So Treadaway with a single there puts runners on first and third with 1 out for the Rams, bringing up Lane Hutchinson, the Rams' leading RBI this season. So Lane Hutchinson steps into the box. He is 0 for 2 today. And Hutchinson fouls that one back. That brings 0-1, 1 out, runners on first and third for the Rams in the top of the 5th. Hetrick takes a look over at Treadaway, and they will get the double play. So Penley scores, but it will not count. So that will end the top of the 5th, scoreless. We'll be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. And we are back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Trevor Seebeck will lead it off here for the Hilltoppers. Rams lead 4-1 so far. That one is in for ball 1 from Free. Free through 4 innings has 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. And that one will be called strike 1. So 1-1 the count now to Seebeck. So the 1-1 from Free. He squares the bunt. That one will be low and in for ball 2. Two one now coming from Free. He fouls that one off down first base line. So count now even at 2 for Seebeck with no one out. Due up after Seebeck is Graham and Tate, both 0 for 1 on the day. And that one will be low for ball 3. So Seebeck works this one to a full count. The payoff pitch from Free. And that will be ball 4. So that will be Free's second walk of the day. That will bring up Josh Graham. Josh Graham grounded to shortstop last time, but he does have the lone RBI of the game for the Hilltoppers. So runner on first, no one out for the Hilltoppers. And first pitch to Graham is swinging. Smostrola running back, and he catches that at the warning track. And Seebeck will go back to first base. Great play there by Smostrola in center field, being able to track that ball down for the first out of the inning. That will bring up Dylan Tate for the Hilltoppers. Tate struck out in the second. He squares around a bunt, lays down a great bunt, and Free, being left-handed, has to field that and flip his feet, and he does in time for out number 2. He does advance Seebeck over to second. So that will bring up Grayson Tallman for the Hilltoppers. He is 0 for 1 on the day. Free takes a look back at Seebeck at second, but no one there to hold him on. So the first pitch to Tallman is a strike. Here comes the 0-1 from Free. And that will be a swing and a miss for Tallman. Tallman down in the count, 0-2, 2 outs. The 0-2 from Free. Just a little low there. 1-2 now the count. And he grounds that to Harris. Harris throws over to Treadaway for the third out of the inning. And they will go scoreless again in the 5th. Rams lead 4-1. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament.
Leading off for Angelo State, the second baseman, Austin Beck.
Welcome back. We are in the top of the 6th here in San Angelo, Texas. Austin Beck due up here for the Rams. Beck is 0 for 1 with a walk. And Hetrick's first pitch to Beck will be a strike. So 0-1 the count here to Beck. A 0-1 is a little low there, so it will be 1-1 to Beck. Hetrick threw 5 innings. Oh, and that one is. And Grayson Tallman in left field makes the grab, robs the home run from Beck. That ball was smoked, and Tallman throws himself over the fence out there in left field where it is shorter in the ASU bullpen and robs the home run from Beck. So that will stay 4-1 the score, bringing up Brett Smostrola for the Rams. Smostrola is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. First pitch to Smostrola is a ball. Here comes the 1-0 from Hetrick. And as I was saying before Beck hit that ball, Hetrick threw 5.1 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Smostrola fouls that one back. 2-1 now the count, 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th. Smostrola leads the Rams in home runs with 9. Looking to get into the double digits in home runs. And that one will be out for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Smostrola. And that will be strike 2. So full count here to Smostrola with 1 out. The payoff pitch from Hetrick. And that will be ball 4. So that will be the first walk for Smostrola today. That will bring up Blake Wilhoit for the Rams. He did have an RBI single in the 4th. So Smostrela on first, 1 out here for Blake Wilhoit. Smostrela is 7 for 8 on stolen bases. Has some speed as he does play center field, plays the outfield for the Rams. So ball 1 to Wilhoit. Hetrick looks over at first. The 1-0 pitch is called a strike. 1-1 now the count to Wilhoit. And he turns around and throws it over to first, trying to get Smostrela. Hetrick looks over at first, throws the pitch, and that will be ball 2 to Wilhoit. 2-1 the count. Hetrick looks over, and there goes Smostrela. And that one will be caught by Tate in right field. So that will be out number 2 for the Rams. So that will bring up Justin Harris for the Rams. Harris is 1 for 2 today with the double in the 4th that scored the 2 runs. Smostrela still over at first with 2 outs. Hetrick looks over at Smostrela and throws back over there. Trying to keep Smostrela honest now. Smostrela was going on the last pitch that Wilhoit fouled out over in right field. And that will be ball 1 to Harris. So 2 outs here for the Rams in the top of the 6th. And that will be a hit by pitch straight into the bicep there of Harris. So that will turn over the lineup to Ethan Floodstrom, the leadoff hitter for the Rams. Floodstrom is 1 for 3 today. And it looks like the catcher for the Hilltoppers, Solis, will take a walk out to the mound, and they will have a little meeting there on the mound. 2 outs here for the Rams, but runners on first and second with Floodstrom up. Floodstrom, his first at bat to lead off the game, did have a single to right field. Floodstrom does have 49 RBIs on the season. So looking to see if Hetrick can hold them here in the top of the 6th. That one will be up for ball 1 to Floodstrom. In this situation yesterday with runners on first and second, Coach Brooks called a double steal. With the speed on the bases that they have right now, I would not be surprised if that happens again. And that one almost hit Floodstrom. So that will be ball 2 to Floodstrom. The 2-0 coming from Hetrick. That one will be called strike one. The 2-1 from Hetrick. And Floodstrom just rolled over, grounded out to first. So that will end the top of the six. We'll be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. And we are back here in the bottom of the sixth. The leadoff hitter for the Hilltoppers, Travis Chestnut, will be due up. So we will have 1, 2, 3. Chestnut, Cox, and Little due up for the Hilltoppers here in the top of the bottom of the sixth. And a big swing there from Chestnut. 0-1 the count now. Chestnut's last time up, he did strike out. Another swing and a miss from Chestnut. Free way up in the count now, 0-2. Chestnut also had a rough day yesterday with a pair of strikeouts. The 0-2 from Free. Swung on and sky high into left field. Guerrero seems to be under it, and he is. So he will retire Chestnut for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth. That will bring up the lead offensive hitter here for the Hilltoppers, Connor Cox, the first baseman. Connor Cox is 0 for 2 though today. Free has had his number, and that will be ball one to Cox. 1-0 the count, 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth. That one will be ball two. So ball three straight balls, and Blake Wilhoit will take a visit to the mound, trying to talk to Free, maybe tell a little joke, calm him down, get him right back into this ball game. He has done a great job so far. Free has gone 5.1 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, and a strikeout. keeping this Hilltopper offense to one hit this far into the game is an accomplishment. So Ryan Free trying to extend his outing here. 3-0 the count to Cox. Cox is a dangerous hitter. And that will be strike one. So 3-1 the count to Cox. And that one will be ball four. So that will bring up number 45, Lance Little, for the Hilltoppers. Lance Little is 0 for 1 with a walk. One out, runner on first here for the Hilltoppers. Free takes a look over at Cox, and that will be ball one to Little. Connor Cox doesn't pose a huge threat on the bases, 2 for 5 on the year in stolen bases. And that will be strike one, 1-1 the count now. And there is some movement out there in the Rams bullpen. Looks like 24 Scott Ellis for the Rams is out there getting warm. That one will be a ball, 2-1. And that one will be lined out to left, but Jacob Guerrero makes a diving catch, being able to keep that from getting past him. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 6th. Great effort there by Jacob Guerrero. Jacob Guerrero has been making great plays all weekend out there in left field. While there may not have been many hits yesterday, there were balls hit really hard, and both left fielders yesterday, Tallman and Guerrero, were in for a busy day. And the first pitch to Carlos Figueroa is called strike. Figueroa is 0 for 2 on the day. The 0-1 pitch from Free. Swung and missed. 0-2 now. Figueroa now down in the count, 0-2, 2 outs. And that one will be up and away for ball one. The 1-2 pitch from Free. And he will ring him up. Strike 3 looking. And that will be the end of the 6th inning. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. We will be back in just a moment.
for Angelo State, the left fielder, Jacob Guerrero.
And we are back here in the top of the 7th. Jacob Guerrero, the left fielder for the Rams, will lead it off. Guerrero is 1 for 3 with the lone home run of this game. And the first pitch from Hetrick will be called strike 1. 0-1 the count. Now 0-2 to Guerrero. So the 0-2 from Hetrick. That one will be low and away for ball 1. One, two, swung and miss. So that will be strike 3 to Guerrero. So 1 out brings up Chase Penley. Penley is 1 for 2 on the day with a hit by pitch. Last time he was up to bat, got hit top of the shoulder, neck area. The first pitch to Penley will be called strike. And that one will be up for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Penley. And that will be called strike 2. So 1-2 the count to Penley. Here comes the 1-2 from Hetrick. And upstairs, swung and a miss. So 2 strikeouts here this inning for Hetrick. We'll bring up Tayton Treadaway for the Rams. Treadaway is 2 for 3 on the day. Treadaway has 2 singles and flew out to left. That one will be in for ball 1 to Treadaway. And that one will be fouled back. 1-1 now the count. So the 1-1 from Hetrick. Treadaway chops that over to third base and was not able to beat it out. So that will be the top of the 7th inning. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament here in San Angelo, Texas.
Leading off the catcher, Angelo State.
And welcome back here to the bottom of the 7th inning. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Rams, number 24, Scott Ellis. Ellis has a 4.39 ERA, is 2-0 on the season, 26.2 innings pitched, 13 walks to 23 strikeouts, and a 279 batting average against. The first pitch from Ellis was fouled back. So 0-1 here, the count to Solis. And that one will be grounded right back the middle. Harris fields it behind second base and is able to make the throw over to first to retire Solis. So that will be the first out in the bottom of the 7th. That will bring up number 6, Trevor Seebeck for the Hilltoppers. Seebeck had a walk in the 5th. Doesn't have a batting average on the day. That will be a strike to Seebeck. Ellis clocking it in at 92 miles an hour. So the 0-1 from Ellis. Good scoop there from catcher Will Hoyt. 1-1 the count now, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 from Ellis. Caught that outside corner for strike 2. So the 1-2 from Ellis is fouled out past the stands, out of play. So the 1-2 from Ellis is grounded up the middle. Beck makes the throw but pulls Treadaway off first. So that will be an infield single there for Seebeck. So that will bring up Josh Graham, the shortstop for the Hilltoppers. So 1 out, 1 aboard here for the Hilltoppers in the bottom of the 7th. Hilltoppers are trying to work with what they've got. They've only got limited outs here to work with. That one is popped foul. Treadaway makes the grab over by the Hilltoppers dugout for out number 2. So that will bring up Dylan Tate for the Hilltoppers. Tate is 0 for 1 on the day. And that will be called strike for the first pitch to Tate from Ellis. So the 0-1 from Ellis. And Harris will make the grab and toss over to second, but he will be safe. So it looks like
there was no way.
Looks like Marco Barrera will be the pinch hitter here for Tallman. Marco Barrera is a .361 hitter for the Hilltoppers. So 2 outs, runners on first and second here for Marco Barrera in the bottom of the 7th. Hilltoppers are trying to scratch some runs here. They're running out of outs, have 7 outs here to work with in this ball game. The Hilltoppers are the home team. Rams are the visiting team. The 0-1 from Ellis, and that will be grounded up the middle, and it will score 1. So Seebeck will score from second. Tate will advance to third, and Marco Barrera, the pinch hitter, did his job. So that will bring the score 4-2, with the lineup turning over to Travis Chestnut, the leadoff hitter for the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers head coach will call timeout to talk to Chestnut and Barrera, and as well Tate. Coming up with a game plan here for this first and third with 2 outs. In the South Central region, there are 6 teams that made the regional tournament. 2 sites. So Angelo State is the first host site as the 1 seed, and UT Tyler in Tyler, Texas is the second host site. Tyler is up in the championship game in Tyler. So if Tyler and Angelo State were to make it to the Super Regional, the Super Regional would be held here in San Angelo next weekend. So the first pitch from Ellis is called strike 1. Chestnut is in a rough patch here lately. Struggled yesterday and is 0 for 3 today. Trying to work some magic here to scratch more runs. And that one is in for ball 1. 1-1 now the count to Chestnut with 2 outs, runners on first and third for the Hilltoppers. The 1-1 from Ellis is upstairs for ball 2. So the 2-1 pitch coming from Ellis, 2 outs. And Chestnut will swing and ground it out to third base. Hutchinson makes the throw over to Treadaway for out number 3, but not before the Hilltoppers scratch 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Rams still lead 4-2. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament.
Leading off for Angelo State, third baseman Lane Hutchinson.
Welcome back here to San Angelo, Texas. In the top of the 8th, the Hilltoppers do have a new left fielder. Number 2, Jeremy Hill, will come in for Grayson Tallman after he was pinch hit for in the bottom of the 7th. Lane Hutchinson will come up to bat for the Rams. First pitch was fouled off. Hetrick is still on the mound. Through 7 innings, has 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And that one will be up for ball 1. 1-1 now the count to Hutchinson. Hutchinson is 0 for 3 on the day, so looking for his first hit. That one will be low for ball 2. 2-1. Now the count to Hutchinson. And he will line that ball into left field. And Jeremy Hill will kind of bobble that one, but Hutchinson stays over at first. So Hutchinson got his first hit of the day. That brings up Austin Beck for the Rams. Beck is 0 for 2 today with a walk. Has flew out to left field and flew out to right field. So he is also looking for his first hit of the day. Beck squares around, but up high for ball 1. Hutchinson is 5 for 7 on stolen bases this year, so could potentially run. And that will be a strike 1 to Beck. 1-1 now the count. Beck is an avid bunter. Laid down a beautiful bunt yesterday that rolled all the way to third base. Seabeck thought it was going to roll foul, but ended up staying right on that foul line. And there he does get in. That one will be foul, though. So 1-2 now the count to Beck. Hutchinson over at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th. And that one will be low and away for ball 2. That evens the count out at 2. The 2-2 pitch here coming from Hetrick. Takes a look over at Hutchinson. And he goes back over to first. Trying to keep Hutchinson honest. So the 2-2 count still, the 2-2 pitch still awaiting. Hetrick takes a look over at Hutchinson, throws the pitch. Beck, fly ball to right field to Tate. He makes the grab. So that will be the first out of the top of the 8th. That will bring up center fielder Brett Smostrala for the Rams. Smostrala has a hit by pitch, a walk, and a fly out to center field. So he is also looking for his first hit of the game. Has been aboard twice, but still looking for his first hit. So Solis will call timeout. Looks like his glove got messed up, so they will toss him a different glove. Could have easily busted a lace with all the use of a catcher's mitt. So Smostrela still awaiting his first pitch of the at-bat. 1 out, Hutchinson over at first. And Smostrela will ground that one hard right back. Smostrela grounds that one right back at the pitcher, makes it all the way to center field. Looks like Coach Brooks was holding Hutchinson up at second, but he went all the way to third and was dead meat over at third base. Seebeck stood there and waited for him to make it to third base with the ball to make the tag. So that will be 2 outs. Smostrela does get his hit, though, bringing up the catcher Blake Wilhoit for the Rams. Wilhoit was 1 for 3, make that 1 for 4. That will be the end of the top of the 8th. You were watching the South Central region here in San Angelo, Texas. Back here in the bottom of the 8th. Rams still lead 4-2. In the bottom of the 8th, Connor Cox, the first baseman, will come up for the Hilltoppers. Cox is 0 for 2, but walked his last time up. Connor Cox is the leading hitter for this Hilltopper offense. And that one will drop in for a hit. And it gets past Jacob Guerrero, the left fielder. And Connor Cox will end up at second. So that leadoff hit will have Connor Cox in scoring position with Lance Little, the DH, up to bat. Little is also looking for his first hit of the game, and he will get it. And that will bring Cox home. So that is 4-3 now the score. And Coach Brooks will have a pitching change here. And it looks like he is going to bring in the closer from yesterday, Luke Olson. So we will be back in just a moment. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament here in San Angelo. And we are back here in the bottom of the 8th. The Hilltoppers scored one already. A pitching change for the Rams. Luke Olson, the closer from yesterday, comes in. Olson has a 2.97 ERA, is 3-1 on the season with 30.1 innings pitched. Has 10 walks to 23 strikeouts. First pitch from Olson was a ball. Carlo Figueroa squares around to bunt, but ball number 2 here for Olson. He squares around, and that one will be called strike 1. Lance Little will be over at first. Figueroa is still looking for his first hit of the game. 3-1 now the count here to Figueroa. Olson struggling a little bit to find the zone. Little on first, no one out. The 3-1. And that one will be ball 4. So runners now on first and second here for the Hilltoppers. Rams only up by 1. So that will bring up number 34, Diego Solis. Solis is 1 for 3 on the day with a single. And he squares around a bunt, and it will be called strike 1. And it looks like the sun is coming out here at Foster Field. We have been lucky the past 2 days to have some cloud cover, so the sun wasn't beating down on them. And so Lease bunts, a beautiful bunt. Luke Olson fields it over on the third base line and throws him out at first. So 1 out, but advances both the runners. So runners now on second and third for the Hilltoppers with Trevor Seebeck up to bat. Seebeck is 1 for 1 on the day. Had a walk in the 5th and a single, infield single in the 7th. And that one will be fouled out of play into the stands down the left field line. The strike 1 to Seebeck with 1 out and runners on second and third. Bottom of the 8th here, Rams only lead by 1. Rams need to find out number 2 and 3 before the next run scores. A big swing and a miss there from Seebeck. Down in the count now 0-2. So the 0-2 from Olson is on the way. A great block there by catcher Will Hoyt. Low for ball 1. So the 1-2 here from Olson. Seebeck looking to take the lead. And that one will be fouled. Foul. So 1-2 stays the count to Seebeck. Olson's trying to find the second out here of this inning. Hilltoppers pose a threat with runners on second and third. The 1-2 from Olson. And Beck makes a great play to get out number 2. fields the ball and jumps and throws it in the air, but not before Little scores and ties up this ball game. So we have a brand new ball game here, 4-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. And you still have Figueroa over at third with 2 outs. That brings up Josh Graham, the shortstop for the Hilltoppers. Graham is 0 for 3 on the day. Big swing there from Graham. 0-1 the count. And that will be strike number 2 to Graham. Down in the count now, 0-2. And the crowd is getting into it now. The 0-2 from Olsen. And a big swing and a miss. Will Hoyt has to throw it over to finish the out, but not before the Hilltoppers score 2 and tied this ball game up at 4. We're going to the top of the 9th here. Rams looking to take the lead back. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament. We will be back in just a moment. And we are back here in the top of the 9th. Rams looking to score here in the top of the 9th. This ball game is tied up at 4. And that will be strike 1 to Harris. Harris is 1 for 2 on the day with a double and a hit by pitch. And that will be ball 1. Here comes the 1-1, and it is away for ball 2. Angelo State hitters are 9 for 30 against Hetrick, hitting 300 on the day. And that will be strike number 2. Evens the count out at 2. There is some movement out in the Hilltoppers bullpen in case they need it. The 2-2 from Hetrick. And that will be called strike 3. So that will turn the lineup over to Ethan Floodstrom, the leadoff hitter for the Rams. Floodstrom is 1 for 4. He had a single to lead off the game, but hasn't had a hit since. St. Edwards is the home team in this game, so the Rams are looking to score one. And that will be strike one. So 1-1 the count to Floodstrom, 1 out. Hilltoppers are looking to force game 2, the game 2 of today. The if game, Angelo State doesn't have a loss. Hilltoppers do have one loss last night to Angelo State. So if the Hilltoppers were to beat Angelo State, there would be the second game of the day at 6 o'clock. If Angelo State was to win, they would be regional champions and would host a super next weekend. And the 3-1 pitch is ball 4. So Floodstrom is aboard. He represents the go-ahead run here in the top of the 9th. Guerrero is up to bat now, 1 for 4 with the home run in the 3rd. And it looks like the pitching coach will be taking a mound visit here. Talking to Hetrick, I imagine, trying to figure out how much longer he can go, how he feels. There is quite a bit of movement out in the Hilltoppers bullpen, none out in the Angelo State bullpen. Hetrick will stay in. He has thrown 131 pitches, has faced 37 batters through 8.1 innings, has 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. So Hetrick looking to finish this game out. And first pitch called strike to Guerrero. So the 0-1. Hetrick taking a long look over there at Floodstrom. And that one out for ball 1. 1-1 now the count to Guerrero. 1 out. Floodstrom on first in the top of the 9th. That one is in the dirt for ball 2. Great job there by catcher Solis for the Hilltoppers, keeping that one in front of him. So the 2-1 from Hetrick, and he throws over to first, trying to get Floodstrom. So the 2-1 from Hetrick. And Guerrero will single that one right back up the middle to center field to Chestnut. So 1 out, 2 aboard here for Chase Penley, the DH. Chase Penley had a hit as well, an infield single in the first inning, and has had 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch since then. And it looks like the Hilltoppers will make a call to the bullpen. We will be back in just a moment after the pitching change. You are watching the South Central Regional in San Angelo, Texas. Welcome back. We are here in the top of the 9th inning. Hilltoppers will make a pitching change, and it will be Ben Smedshammer, number 23. Smedshammer has a 6.81 ERA, 2-2 on the season with 37 innings pitched. 24 walks to 27 strikeouts, and he makes a move back to second. Chase Penley is up to bat. Tie ball game here in the top of the 9th. Angelo State has 2 runners on with their hottest hitter up to bat. You are in for a great end to a game here. A great South Central Regional Championship game here, going all the way to the 9th inning. 1-0 the count here to Penley, 1 out, 2 on. Penley did have a hit in the first inning, has had a hit by pitch and 2 strikeouts since. And that one's out for ball 2. 2-0 now the count. So the 2-0 from Smedshammer. And that's 3-0. So 3 straight balls from Smedshammer. So Solis calls time to go talk to his pitcher, trying to calm him down here in this very intense, high-pressure situation with the season on the line here for the Hilltoppers. If the Hilltoppers were to win this one, that would force the if game that would start at 6 o'clock tonight. The Rams have not lost yet. The Hilltoppers lost last night to Angelo State. So the Hilltoppers here with their season on the line. 3-0 the count here to Penley. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the 9th. And that will be, and he calls that one a strike. Not sure the crowd really agrees with that call, but 3-1 now the count to Penley, 1 out. So the 3-1 coming from Smedshammer. And a big swing and a miss there from Penley. So payoff pitch here. Smedshammer works back into a full count. 1 out, 2 runners aboard. And Penley chases that one. So 2 out now here in the top of the 9th for the Rams. Tayton Treadaway comes up to bat here with 2 outs, 2 on. Rams need to score a run here if they want to win or force this into extras. St. Edwards is the home team, so they will get last at bat in the bottom of the 9th. And the first pitch to Treadaway is a ball, low and in. 1-0 the count here to Treadaway. Treadaway does have 2 singles here, 2 for 4 on the day. So 2-0 the count to Treadaway. Treadaway is one of 2 Angelo State hitters that does have 2 hits on the day. So the 2-0 pitch here from Smedshammer, and that one will be called strike 1. Two on, 2 out. Tayton Treadaway up to bat. Top of the ninth. Tie ball game. So the 2-1 from Smedchammer. And that one will be called strike 2. So 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. Top of the ninth. And that one will be ball 3. So full count here. Runners will be on the move, on the base pass with full count, 2 outs. Seeing if Smedchammer can shut out the Rams here in the top of the ninth, or Tate and Treadaway can create some magic. And that one will be a foul ball. Foul tipped, and the catcher dropped it. So Tate and Treadaway's at bat will stay alive. Payoff pitch coming again. So runners will be in motion once again with full count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The payoff pitch from Smedchammer, and that will be ball 4. So it will load the bases here for the ASU Rams, and your lead RBI hitter for the Rams, Lane Hutchinson, will step into the box with 2 outs, bases juiced here in the top of the ninth. So Smedchammer's looking for out 3 to get out of this jam. Rams are looking to take the lead once again here in the top of the ninth. The first pitch will be called strike 1. So 0-1 here, the count to Hutchinson. And that one will be ball 1 in the dirt. A great job there by Solis, the catcher, to be able to block that one and keep it in front of him. You do have Floodstrom over at third, so we've got speed on the base paths. 1-1 coming from Smedchammer. And that one will be lined into center field, and that will score 2. Floodstrom and Guerrero are safe at home. So Rams take a 6-4 lead here with 2 outs. So Rams regain the lead with Lane Hutchinson, their lead RBI hitter, coming in and doing his job, scoring 2. So that will bring Austin Beck up to bat. Seebeck runs to the mound and is trying to tell the umpire something, but I'm not really quite sure what it is. So runners on first and second here for the Rams. Austin Beck still looking for his first hit of the game, is 0 for 3 with a walk. And that one will be called strike 1 to Beck. 2 outs here for the Rams. Treadaway at second, Hutchinson at first. Beck up to bat. The 0-1 from Smedchammer. Check swing from Beck. Umpire says he did not go, so it will even the count out at 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 from Smedchammer. And that one will be up and in for ball 2. So now 2-1 the count to Beck. That one will be low for ball 3. So Smedjammer kind of works himself into a jam again here with 3 balls, 1 strike to Beck with 2 outs, 2 on. And that will be called strike 2. So full count, 2 outs here again. So the same situation as when Hutchinson was up. And they will be moving on the base path. Beck fouls that one into the stands. So another payoff pitch coming here. Runners Treadaway and Hutchinson will be on the move. The payoff pitch from Smedjammer. And it will be ball 4. So a walk from Austin Beck will bring up center fielder Weston Velasic. Velasic went in for Smostrola in the last inning and will now come up to hit here with bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Velasic looking to really break this game open here in the top of the 9th. Rams do have the 2-run lead, but really could use some insurance here in the top of the 9th. Smedjammer from the stretch. And that one will be out for ball 1. So the 1-0 from Smedjammer. That one will be called strike 1. The crowd's not too happy about that one. Neither is Coach Brooks. So the 1-1 from Smedjammer. A big swing there from Velasic. So 1-2 the count here, 2 outs. Bases loaded in the top of the 9th. And that one will be fouled straight back. So still 1-2 the count here to Velasic. 2 outs, bases loaded. The 1-2 from Smedjammer. And Velasic hits that one on a line, and that will be a ground rule double. It bounces over into the ASU bullpen. So that will make it 8-4 here in the top of the 9th. Weston Velasic comes in and does his job with 2 RBIs for the Rams.
It's 8-4. Hey, you only added 1 run. We had 2 runs.
So that will bring up catcher Blake Wilhoit. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. That will be Beck and Velasic on the base paths. Wilhoit up to bat. Wilhoit does have a hit on the day. 1 for 4. Will Hoyt looking to further the lead here for the Rams in the top of the ninth. Will Hoyt looks to bunt, but ball low. So 1-1 now the count to Will Hoyt. The Hilltoppers will have the last at bat in the bottom of the ninth. As of right now, they'll have to score 4 to keep their season alive. And Will Hoyt flies, pops it to center field. So Chestnut will make the grab. Rams score 4. So they lead by 4. Hilltoppers will have to score 4 to go into extras, 5 to win it. We will be back in just a moment. You are watching this South Central Regional Tournament here in San Angelo, Texas. And we are back here in the bottom of the ninth. The Hilltoppers season here on the line. They're going to have to score at least 4 to go into extras, 5 to win it. They lost last night to Angelo State, so a loss in this game would end their season. If the Hilltoppers were to win this game, they would force the if game that would start at 6 tonight. So first ball to Tate. Second swing and miss there from Tate. So that evens the count out at 1. Tate last time up had a single, infield single. And that one will be caught by Jacob Guerrero. So the Hilltoppers are down to the last 2 outs here. So pitch hitting for Tallman will be number 52, Jake Wiley. Wiley is hitting 111 on the season. And the first pitch from Olsen was a strike. So that will be low and away for ball 1. That evens the count out at 1. And he fouls that one down the left field line. So 1-2 now the count, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Hilltoppers down to their last 2 outs. And that one will be lined back up the middle. So Jake Wiley has a hit. So that will flip the lineup back to the top with Travis Chestnut. Chestnut is 0 for 4. Going through a rough patch here in the last 2 days. First pitch from Olsen will be called strike. So 0-1 the count. Wiley over at first. 1 out. The 0-1. And that one will be in the 5-6 hole. So Chestnut grabs his first hit of the day. So runners on first and second here with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. That will bring up number 29, Connor Cox, for the Hilltoppers. Connor Cox got his first hit of the day in the 8th. He is 1 for 3 with a walk. And he will ground that one right back up the middle, and that will score Wiley. So Hilltoppers aren't going to go down without a fight. So they score here in the bottom of the 9th. 8-5 now. Cutting away at the deficit they are having to face. So that will bring up the DH, number 45, Lance Little. Lance Little as well had a single in his last at bat in the 8th. He is 1 for 3 with a walk. And first pitch from Olsen is a strike. 1 out, runners on first and second. The 0-1 from Olsen. Just a little up there for ball 1. Evens the count out at 1. And that one is hit through the 5-6 gap again. Chestnut will score. And that will cut the deficit in half. So with Hilltopper scoring there, that brings the lead that the Rams had cut in half. 8-6. Rams still lead. Looks like Coach Brooks will take a visit out to the mound. The Hilltoppers have 2 on board at first and second. 1 out with Carlo Figueroa up to bat. Figueroa is 0 for 3 with a walk. So they will stay with Luke Olsen here in the bottom of the 9th. One out here in the bottom of the 9th. Olsen from the stretch. And the first pitch will be a strike. Oh, 1. Big swing and a miss there from Figueroa. Figueroa down in the count now, 0-2 with 1 out and runners on first and second. And a great job there by catcher Blake Wilhoit, blocking that ball, not letting him get past him. So 1-2 now the count. To Carlo Figueroa. The 1-2 from Olsen. Olsen looks back at second. And they say it hits him. So that will load the bases here. And it looks like Coach Brooks will come out. We will have a new pitcher. And it looks like it will be number 29, Josh Reed for the Rams. Josh Reed will be looking to work the Rams out of this jam with bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. The Hilltoppers were down by 4 and have cut that in half, are only down now by 2 with the bases loaded and 1 out. If the Rams were to be able to hold on to this lead, they would be the South Central Regional champions. They would host the Super Regional here in San Angelo next weekend. They would be waiting on the game that's happening in UT Tyler at the number 2 host at UT Tyler. UT Tyler a few moments ago was up in the championship of against Mesa 7-1 in the bottom of the 6th. I'm not exactly sure the score right now, but if that were to hold true and UT Tyler was to win that game, UT Tyler would be coming here as the 2 seed, and the Rams would host the Super Regional here between them and the UT Tyler Patriots, and that would be to punch the ticket for the World Series. So the Hilltoppers are looking to extend their season. The season is on the line here, but they do have the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Could not ask for a better South Central Regional Championship game here today. The sun has come out, and it looks like there is a breeze from right field to left field. So Josh Reed, the new pitcher for the Rams. Josh Reed holds a 7.13 ERA. Is 3-2 on the season with 24 innings pitched. Has 9 walks to 29 strikeouts. So Josh Reed will come onto the mound here for the Rams, looking to work out of this jam here. 1 out, bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. And Diego Solis will be the batter here for the Hilltoppers. He had a hit in the first and has been hitless since then. So ball 1 to Solis, the 1-0 from Reed. And that one will be sky high. Looks like Weston Velocic will make the grab in left center. But Cox will score from third. And now we have a one-run ball game here in the bottom of the 9th. It will be up to junior Trevor Seebeck. And it looks like Coach Brooks will call time to talk to Josh Reed on the mound. Seebeck is 1 for 2 today with a walk. So Seebeck did have an RBI his last time up when he grounded to second base. So Seebeck looking to get the hit here that would score the game-tying run. Solis over at first represents the game-winning run. And it looks like the umpire will call time, and they are going to talk amongst each other. Not really for sure exactly what it is about. They're all getting together now to discuss. And whatever it is will be waved off. So here we go. 2 outs, runners on first and third for the Hilltoppers with Trevor Seebeck up to bat. Rams looking to secure the win and move to the Supers. Hilltoppers looking to extend their season to the if game tonight at 6. So Reed from the stretch. And that one will be upstairs for ball 1 to Seebeck. A lefty-lefty matchup here. Seebeck, a left-handed hitter. Josh Reed, a lefty pitcher. So 1-0 the count here. That one will be low, I'm guessing, for ball 2. Crowd not too happy about that one. So 2-0 now to Seebeck in the bottom of the 9th. So the 2-0 from Reed. He will foul that one back behind the stands. Seebeck looking to be the hero right now to tie this ball game up, possibly walk it off. The 2-1 from Reed. And he lines that to Justin Harris. Harris jumps up and grabs it, and that will be the ball game. Your Angelo State Rams are headed to the Super Regional and will host here in San Angelo, Texas this coming weekend. Congratulations to the St. Edwards Hilltoppers on a fantastic season. We will be back in just a moment for a little post-game show. You are watching the South Central Regional here in San Angelo, Texas. And welcome back here to the post-game show. What a game. You can't ask for anything better there in the championship of the South Central Regional. Angelo State got up 4-1. St. Edwards came back and tied it up at 4. Angelo State put up a 3-4 spot in the top of the 9th, and St. Edwards made a fight to come back within 1. 8-7 here, the final from the South Central Regional in San Angelo, Texas. The win will go to pitcher Ryan Free, and George Hetrick will get the loss for St. Edwards. But commend the St. Edwards on a great season, putting up a great fight here in this regional and in the Lone Star Conference tournament. Connor Cox went 2 for 4. Lance Little went 2 for 4. Great job there for those two hitters on their season. And then the highlight of the day, Lane Hutchinson coming in clutch there. The lead RBI hitter for the Rams comes in the top of the 9th and has a great hit there to score 2. So Lane Hutchinson was 2 for 5. Jacob Guerrero 2 for 5. Tayton Treadaway 2 for 4. A great job there. Jacob Guerrero had the home run, the lone home run in this game, starting things off in the top of the 3rd. Blake Wilhoit also had an RBI. Weston Velocic came in and had the 2 RBI double as well. Justin Harris had a double and a 2 RBI. So a great all-around performance from the Rams today offensively, and some great plays there in the middle infield from Austin Beck and from Justin Harris being able to secure the win today. Angelo State will host the Super Regional. Right now waiting on the game between Colorado Mesa and UT Tyler to finish. But either way, as the 1 seed, Angelo State will host the Super Regional next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It will be a 3-game series, and that series will be to punch the ticket to Cary, North Carolina for the World Series. A great Super coming up no matter what, but I am signing off. Cameron Leffler here from San Angelo, Texas in the South Central Regional. You are watching the South Central Regional Tournament here in San Angelo, Texas. Goodbye and have a great rest of your weekend.